Like them or not, automatic motorcycles are an explosively growing market segment. With manufacturers like Honda, Yamaha, and even BMW Motorrad taking part, at least in some capacity, it only seems fitting for other firms to want in on the action as well. That's exactly what QJ Motor is doing at the moment. It's built its AMT tech and fitted it to its V-twin cruiser. It makes it ahead of other cruiser brands such as Harley-Davidson and Indian due to its first cruiser of its sort that is automated. The maker of motorcycles has equipped its electronic clutch technology invented last year on the current well-known motorbike, known as SRV 300 Cruiser. Its AMT version uses 6-speed gearbox and an electronic clutch. There is no clutch or foot shifter on the car, however, there is a clutch and transmission that work with the ECU to figure out where and when to shift. Therefore, you can pay more attention to the road. You also aren't worried about the clutch being unstable starting from a stop. For added flair, you can shift the gearbox up and down using the plus or minus paddle shifters on the left side gear shifter, which works much like Yamaha's YAMT on the MT-09. All of this is powered by a 296cc liquid-cooled V-twin engines. It puts out 30.3 horsepower at 9,000 revolutions per minute and 19 pound-feet of torque at 7,000 revolutions per minute. That puts it in a similar league with the likes of the Royal Enfield Meteor 350 and Honda Rebel 300, both of which produce less peak power, too. If that weren't enough, the QJ's sub-360-pound curb weight promises a fun-filled ride experience, too. The AMT model differs from the standard SRV nowhere else. Thus, you get a neo-retro design featuring a peanut-shaped fuel tank, dual exhausts, chopped tail end, and a circular LED headlamp. It comes fitted with chunky rubber wheels shod on 16/15-inch wheels. A single disc brake on each wheel is linked to a dual-channel ABS system for braking. The feature list is complete with dual shocks, USD forks, and color LCD. Taller riders may find the rider's triangle a bit of a stretch, and the suspension dual-spring shocks at the rear with inverted front forks seems to be dialed in for extra stiffness. Comfort goes away right out of the gate when moving to the almost non-existent pillion seat. Of course, this is not much of a cruiser, it's kinda more of a one-seat bobber, but that's just the way it is. Brakes seem sufficient, stopping this motorcycle safely and quickly if I can deduce that from it, in contrast to other bikes from the brand. This bike has been really a fun bike to ride. With just a slight push, the front wheel goes up rather briskly and is also extremely nimble due to the small design. Put it on the ground, and it starts cruising happily enough, as if momentarily forgetting it is a cruiser. Overall, the bike does feel pretty solid, with great fit, finish, and build quality. For a bike made by a Southeast Asian brand, not bad. Since the SRV 300 is a relatively new bike in town, much of the talk about it relates to its price and people's general curiosity about the QJ badge. The motorcycle would appear to run most of the time in the center of attention wherever it goes. All this points toward the very rash but widely accepted conclusion that these Chinese motorcycles are expensive and thus have an uncertain future. For the time being, we're simply concentrating on what we already have, so I suppose time will tell. In fact, QJ Motor has done a really good job with the SRV 300 in terms of reducing that overall cruiser feel. More dependable and enjoyable Chinese bikes when it comes to both product quality and network service will no doubt win over more customers. That and a more reasonable price tag would do a lot for the brand, but for the time being, the SRV 300 is still for big budgets and oversized appetites for adventure.